This is a review for Ridgway State Park in Ridgway, Colorado. So this is Ridgway State Park. Beautiful campsite. I think we are at 274 is the campsite in the Paco-Cho-Chunk Trail loop. And look, we have a trail right out to the fishing lake and just this beautiful, gorgeous view of the mountain on the other side of the river, or the lake, I guess it is. And then at our site is a fire pit, a grill, and a picnic table on cement. So it's nice and clean. And then Ouray, well, you can see some of the mountains, and then Ouray is probably 10 minutes or so down the road. So really nice location. And we have full hookups here. So we don't always have that at a state park. You can see some of the other sites. Some of the other sites don't have as great of a view, but we really got lucky on ours. We have electric. It's only 30 amp, but we do have electric. We have water, and we have sewer, all at our site, which at a state park is pretty nice. Let's see a few more of the other people around here. Great off-roading, great trails to go with the Jeep. Silverton is really fun. Ouray is really fun. If you had a motorcycle, it'd be a really nice drive. Even in your car, it's a nice drive. So highly recommend. Great place to stay. I think it was maybe $30, $32 a day, but you also need a state parks pass. So if you don't have that, I think that's about $8 for the vehicle per day, if you don't have a Colorado Parks pass. So add that in, it makes it about $40 a night, but it's still better price than anything in Ouray, and it only required a one-night minimum, and most of the Ouray places wanted at least 2. So as you can see, our site borders the outer edge of the loop, which is really nice because you get a lot of scenery and access to the pond and river. If you wanted to be on one of the inner loops, or inner sites of the loop, it'd be a little bit safer if you have small children with you and you just want a big open kind of grassy space to kick a soccer ball or something. Here you can see this is just a few steps outside of our campsite, and we have access to the river. It's a little bit of a hike down from this point. There's an easier spot to access the river and the fishing ponds just a few sites down from us, which is a little bit of a safer way to go. But it's just truly beautiful here. There's also a bigger reservoir area where you can kayak and canoe and do all sorts of fun water sports in Ridgway State Park, but this is just right outside your door from your campsite if you are staying up here in the Paco-Cho-Chunk Campground. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, but you can find that. That's the one for the RV sites that have hookups. Here's the map for the campsites, and again, we are at 274. Here's a few more details about the state park fees. The visitor center is a great place to visit. They have a ton of resources. They also have a playground outside and a teepee. We were able to pick up this trail hiking map that gives you details for the hikes. They also have a variety of ranger programs that they offer. The girls love playing in the teepee that was just outside the visitor center. Ridgway State Park is nicely located if you want to travel to Ouray for day trips. Ouray is a really fun town, lots of restaurants, shops. There's many hot springs, and the hot springs are fantastic. So definitely visit Ouray. Ouray also has some of the best 4x4 trails in the state. Great places to take your Jeep. I wouldn't take a motorcycle, but if you have a 4x4 vehicle, this is Red Mountain Pass, which is beautiful. Old mining towns are up here. The mountains in this area are just stunningly gorgeous. And as you can see, they call it Little Switzerland for a reason. So it's very beautiful up here. You can see in the distance there, Highway 550. So that is a route where you can take any of your vehicles. Although I would be hesitant to take your RV. It's very tight tight, very narrow. There's no shoulder, there's no guardrails, and at certain times the road actually comes into the white line of the road is actually gone. It's eroded away and comes into the white line of the road. So it's not the safest route if you're in an RV, but it's fine to do in your car and a beautiful drive to do. This is a little bit of video showing you what that Highway 550 drive is like from our very tiny Jeep, which is not very wide, and you can see how terrifying this can be just in a Jeep. You can imagine if you're in your giant RV what it would look like. So I highly recommend to stay either at Ridgway or in Ouray, and then take your vehicle down to Silverton, or if you want to continue down to Durango and see some of the other sites on 550, but not take your RV on that trek. It's just it's a difficult road. It's high passes, you have steep grades, and the no shoulder and no guardrails is just a little terrifying. But Silverton's a beautiful town to visit, great to go down and see that. Durango's also a really great town as well, and there's a train that you can do if you just want to do a daytime trip and do the train ride. That's really beautiful, that goes in this area too by Silverton and Durango. Another advantage for Ridgway State Park is that it's only about 30 minutes to Black Canyon at the Gunnison National Park. So, well, it's about 20 minutes to Montrose, and then it's probably another 10-20 minutes up to Black Canyon. So not very far, definitely doable with a day trip. Black Canyon at the Gunnison is really beautiful to see. It's not super RV accessible to drive around with your RV in the park. We actually did that, but it was a bit of a pain. So I highly recommend being able to park your RV somewhere outside or at a campsite and then driving your vehicle in. And Ridgway makes for a good launching point.